What's up? Sit. And don't take it personally, but mercs like yourself come and go so often, even if you told me your name, I wouldn't remember. I assume you've been caught up on why you're here. Yeah, that sounds like Dapper. Well, let me give you the rundown. You're going undercover against the 10th Street Kings. For what? I don't know. I don't want to know. Alright? The less I know, the better. All I'm here to do is kit you out. Gang tats, top and bottom. Oh, and I guess put some kind of cover story together. Something good. Alright, let's get this done. So, 10th Street Kings. There's no way I'll be able to get you in. They're too tight-knit. Fortunately, the Kings have a couple allegiances. That might work. Dock traders, maybe. Pirates. No. This time of year, they're mostly around Cuba, I'm pretty sure. I guess wasters would do. Savage wasters. There's a ton of them. Easy to pass you off as one. Yeah, unless you have a better idea. Wasters it is. Now, savage wasters are a large and diverse clan, so that makes it easy for you to pass, but means we're going to have to mess your pretty face up good. If there's one thing wasters are known for, it's being dirty, crude, and covered in gang tats. You ready to get started? Yeah, fine. I get paid by the hour. Shoot. Again, I don't know Dapper's plan. I just got a call this morning to clear my schedule for some merc who needs an airtight cover to get them into the 10th Street Kings. That I can provide, but what I can't provide, however, is you blowing the whole thing by slipping up and burning the cover. If Dapper thinks you're good, cool. He hired you for this job. Probably doesn't want you to die. And if he did, I mean, there'd be cheaper ways of doing it. So sit back, shut up, and pay attention. It could save your life. Now the tats are temporary. Dapper specifically told me to use radiophoric ink. When you're done with whatever you're doing, come back here and we'll hit you with a small dose of beta radiation. The tattoos will fade over about a day or so. Even if you don't get back here, they'll only last about, 2 weeks. And they'll disappear on their own in about 4 months. So as soon as we're done here, you have 2 weeks to get this done, all right? Simple as, right? Or anything else? Okay, killer. Don't move. This shouldn't hurt too much. Put your arm down on the table. Now pay attention. Every tat on a waster has a purpose. Think of it like a photo album. Every event in their lives is documented in ink. First things first, a nice big stylized 2055. Stay still. This one's a given. It marks the year of the official founding of the Savage Wasters. It was when the Wastelanders clan merged with the Savage Raiders to fend off a now defunct Buzzard clan. 2053, the two smaller clans were nearly wiped out by the Buzzards, so they joined forces to protect their borders and supply lines. During the conflict, the leader of the Savage Raiders, Sticky J, was killed. General Grime, the leader of the Wasters, took in the surviving raiders and renamed the clan to the Savage Wasters. General Grime is still the leader today, though he's getting pretty old. Every Savage Waster has a year somewhere on them to remember the forming of the clan. There we go. Let's see. Nice. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, next we're going to need a clan tag somewhere nearby. Put the arm back down. About there. bigger the better. General Grime, despite being certified nuts and a known masochist, is a clever tactician and a good negotiator. Savage wasters run guns and drugs up from the border and sell them to clans all over Night City. This includes Brack Davis, aka the King, as in 10th Street Kings. You get me? You're paying attention, right? Whatever, it's your neck. Anyway, over the last few years, Brax has racked up a huge debt to the wasters, but like I said, the general's a lot cleverer than he looks. He lets this debt slide because he knows the Kings own a ton of Night City nightlife, especially in the seedier parts. Because Brack owes a huge, and he knows that he owes big, he tends to treat wasters like family and leave them alone to do their business in his clubs. Now, I'm not here to tell you how to do your job. No. But if I were in your shoes, that's where I'd get in. Yeah, that looks good. Like I said, the more I put on you, the more credibility you have. How old are you? Yeah, close enough. You'll need a battle tag or two. Basically like commemorative plates from the wars the wasters have fought and won. Now what would be believable? I know. In 2070, the war with the Dragon Sons, weird cult of neo-Maoists. They were wreaking havoc along the southern border of Night City. Yeah, I think that'll work nicely. What do you think, shoulder? Here. Okay. Try not to move, alright? Strange cult. Small in numbers, but extremely well-funded, and very skilled net runners. Mostly run fraud and blackmailing operations, I think. They targeted everyone. Gangs, corpos, even politicians and celebrities. Nothing so serious it would get the military involved, just generally being a nuisance. Few gangs took a run at them, but got outclassed by just how tech-savvy they were. In a way, the Savage Wasters were ideal to take them on. Large numbers and low tech. Dragon Sons tried to expand their territory using scams and mercenaries, but the Wasters did what they did best. Violence. June 7th, 2070, every waster who could walk stormed the abandoned manufacturing compound the Sons were using as a headquarters and just cleaned it out. For every Dragon Son, there was like 15 wasters. Overkill? Yeah, but that's the calling card of the wasters. All or nothing. You'll notice, just careful not to move. The battle tag is a pot over a campfire with dragon parts sticking out of it. No, not very subtle. Now, this is important. I've put 5 pieces sticking out of the pot. That represents 5 Dragon Sons that you killed. Alright? You'll need to keep these things in mind. Every tattoo has a meaning buried deep in it. The more badass I make you look, the less questions you'll get from other kings, or worse, other wasters. Yeah, that looks sick. No, I wouldn't worry about the other wasters. The wasters are so spread out, they wouldn't recognize their own neighbors' faces. Here, I got an idea. Right there. You put your arm back up? Yeah, that should be good. Here. I'll put a Substation 14 tat under the clan tag. It's a small abandoned structure far south in the territory. No actual wasters are there, best I know, but it's believable that a small branch could have moved in and set up shop. Nobody will. But if anybody asks, just pretend they're stupid for not knowing and laugh it off. 9 times out of 10, they'll just suddenly remember they know someone from there and try to play it off. Wasters aren't known for their intelligence. There. Okay, you're now a waster from Substation 14, alright? Now where were we? Right, battle tags. I think something a little more recent would be in order. Here, other arm. There. A couple of years ago, the Wasters went up against a longtime rival clan, the Mudfoots. Now, the Mudfoots were old school, founded way back when this place was still called the state of California. They held up in these old caves in the mountains and raided supply lines and convoys from all over the place, safe in the knowledge that nobody could touch them. They were dug in, deep. Their main gate was 2 meters of reinforced concrete thick, with like defenses all over and mines. Geez, they had a massive stockpile of supplies, enough to survive years. Nobody's really sure what happened, but rumor is that when the old leader died, he was replaced by a real violent hothead. He began to seriously overextend into the Wasters' territory. A small convoy raided a Wasters supply depot, leaving 6 dead in a surprise ambush. One of them was the son of General Grime. This led to a brutal conflict where Wasters pushed them all the way back up to their caves. The Wasters couldn't get in, Mudfoots couldn't get out. Sitting still and waiting them out would have been the smart decision, but as we've established, Wasters are not known for their patience. If you notice, the battle tag is a speeding van with a flaming skeleton at the wheel. The clans were deadlocked. General Grime was in a rage that they hadn't crushed the Mudfoots yet. They needed an in. Enter Boring Pete. He was a low-level waster that was generally disliked by the other clan members due to his timid nature and quiet demeanor. Normally someone so boring would get kicked out immediately, but his brother was a extremely well-liked waster named Machine Gun Jack. Jack was one of the wasters killed in the Mudfoot ambush. One night, without telling anyone, Pete loaded over 1,000 pounds of military-grade explosives into his mobile repair shop, painted the words "Kill them all" on the side, and floored it towards the Mudfoot's cave. His van was unarmored, had no defenses, and could only manage about, 20 miles an hour with the load that large. But he drove straight at the Mudfoot's main gate. Even with hundreds of rounds fired at him and 2 landmines that set the whole vehicle on fire, Pete crashed into the gate, causing an explosion so powerful, turned the main gate into shrapnel, and blew a new cave entrance about 20 meters back from the old one. Through the fire and debris, the wasters stormed the compound while chanting the words painted on the van. When asked who was driving the van, several wasters told General Grime what they saw. Boring Pete, driving his repair van, engulfed in flames, smiling ear to ear like a skeleton. From that point on, Boring Pete became Blazing Pete, immortalized as a folk hero to the wasters, and well known to all the other southern clans and gangs they associate themselves with. Anytime someone says the name Blazing Pete, it is required to stop whatever you're doing and shout "Kill them all," with a fist to the sky if you really want to make it count. This is no joke, alright? Failure to do so will out you as a fraud almost immediately. It doesn't matter if you're eating dinner with the president in the world's quietest library surrounded by sleeping babies. If you hear Blazing Pete, you shout "Kill them all." No exceptions, okay? Nice. These are looking really good. When all is said and done, you should come by and can put some real ink on you. These scars on your shoulder. Bullet wounds? They look high caliber. I can work with this. Hold on. You ever heard of the Wall Walkers? Small clan. Maybe clan's a strong word. More like a band, I guess. Less than 20 members. They used to hide out in the maintenance tunnels atop Night City Wall with their high-caliber rifles. They would just kind of take shots at the gangs and smugglers who would drive along the city wall to try to pass illegal goods through the holes in security. Some said they were the family members of people who had overdosed, sick and tired of all the drugs in Night City. Others say they were under-the-table security hired by Night City to discourage smuggling. The only thing we know for sure is they were good. Really good. Wasted, 400 gangers in 4 years. Very few survivors. But there were a few. Wall walkers only hunted at night, so even if you got shot, if you could keep your head down till sunup, you could make your escape. I think that's exactly what happened to you. Plenty of wasters got gotten by the wall walkers, but if you survived, 100% you would commemorate it. I think we keep it simple. 5-leaf clover with a big middle finger in the middle. Be a text wrap. Better luck next time, bastards. Oh yeah, that's wasters. Where did they go? You mean the wall walkers? Nobody knows for sure. They just kind of stopped sometime last year and haven't been seen since. It's generally safe to smuggle again, though the legacy of the wall walkers definitely left its mark. Smugglers always draw straws to decide who drives. Yeah, that's a good one. It's rare, but it's not so rare, you know. What other scars you got? Shrapnel. Nice. Let me see. I might be able to make that work. Here. On the other side a little bit like there. Make sure to stay still, okay? I got it. A couple of years ago, Wasters got into a scrap with some minor players near the new South American Republic border. Cartels mostly. Not a real threat, but Wasters never really take anything lightly. The cartels were running drugs and arms up through Wasters' territory, trying to cut them out as the middlemen and deal straight with Night City. In response, the Wasters started intercepting the shipments and looting the goods for themselves. They called it... what did they call it? I think it was like rodeoing or something. They had a whole game out of it. Wasters would compete to see who could catch the car the fastest, with the most flair, etc. This naturally made the cartels a little pissed, but they would never survive a direct conflict, so in retaliation they started using dummy cars driven by remote. They'd fill them up with explosives, so when the Wasters tried to snag one, it would blow up in their faces. And this worked for a time. A fair few Wasters were either maimed or killed by the dummy cars. Unfortunately for the cartels, this had the exact opposite effect. Rodeoing got immediately more popular. Hugely popular, in fact. The sense of danger, the speed, the action of it. When the cartels caught wind of what was going on, they kind of cut their losses and stopped trying to smuggle through the Western territory. Rumor has it that rodeoing was so popular, Captain Grime contacted the cartels and offered to pay them to keep sending vehicles. I'm sure they have far too much pride to do that, but they still have races in commemoration of it. It's pretty cool, actually. Anyway, I'm putting a believable but still impressive 5 vehicles snagged on your arm, 2 of which were bombs. That scarring was a result of one of the blasts. I'm also going to put a picture of your chariot. During the rodeo, the heavily customized cars that were driven by the Wasters were nicknamed chariots. Having yours tattooed on you would be a necessity. I need something believable, but also good enough to snag 5 smugglers' cars. Let's go with a Matsuda Solar V9. Rally suspension, half-shell armor, 2 mounted machine guns. Yeah, and really rusty, with a gnarly Waster paint job. Oh yeah, that looks good. That's nice and believable. If somebody sees your tats, they may ask about your races. It was mildly popular in Night City a few years back. Just make up something about running near Death Canyon. It was the busiest place. Even people who were there wouldn't remember all the drivers. Yeah, I have to say, you're looking pretty good. I'd say your chances are 1 in 10? Nah, I'm just screwing with you. You're a good sport about it. Let's say probably 50-50 at this point. Let's see. You ever been to prison? A few solid prison tats would go a long way. Let's see. Let's do neck. Here. This one you're really going to have to stay still for. Night City Central Prison. It's a safe option as basically every thug this side of the city wall has spent at least a little time there. Wasters use complex clock designs to signify jail time and the crime they committed. The hands point to how many years and months they served. Let's see. You look pretty young. Let's go with 2 years, 3 months. So that would be 2:15 on the clock. Now what crime? That's going to be a little harder. It has to be something believable but hard to verify. Murder, for example, would have your face plastered all over the Night City felon register. One database search and your cover be blown. No. I guess the old standby. Low-level crimes. They wouldn't put your face in the register, but usually don't incur more than a fine. So let's just start stacking them. Let's say you went on a bender with some friends a few years ago. That would be a fun time. Drunken disorderly, public intoxication, destruction of public property, vandalism, classic. Let's go larceny of a public works drone. Possession of illicit chems. I want to bring it over the top just a little extra. Making terroristic threats towards a government official. A little hard to put all that in a clock tattoo, but it's Waster's MO to a T. You won't have to remember all that. If anyone asks, you can just tell them you have no memory of what happened and you woke up in central booking. Yeah, here we go. I can't believe it. This is coming together great. I mean, and by great, I mean horrible. It looks like somebody did with a safety pin. What other injuries do you have? Yeah, I can't really work with that. You had a neural link ripped out of your head. It's pretty hardcore. Maybe you aren't too pretty for this job. Anyway, yeah, you're looking pretty close. Let's wrap this up. I've got other clients. Let's just do a couple band tattoos on you. There. You like post-thrashcore? No? Well, you do now. And don't panic. I'm using fake bands. Nobody in Night City believes they're no better. Especially in Charter Hill. What was your first car? 2022 BMW i4? No. That's Scream City Kid. Let's go with a modded truck of some kind. Jacked up super Hilux with big rust spots in a roof rack. Yeah, that'll do. Your parents still alive? Let's put a memorial tat on you anyway. It's a free tat that nobody will question. Good Wasters names. Your parents' names. Let's go Martha and Jug. Jug's the father, by the way. Yeah. A little bit of barbed wire. Nice. A couple of guns. The North Star Constellation, a classic. I don't know, a bunch of unintelligible Chinese. There'll be tiger claws in the area. If they can read it, they would know it wasn't done in some garage in the Little Mesa Valley. Oh, and I forgot the most important part. You need a name tag right across your chest. It's pure Wasters. They put their names right here, right across, shoulder to shoulder, kind of like a necklace. And what's your name gonna be? Usually it's a descriptor followed by a name. Rule is you can't pick it out yourself. It has to be assigned to you by the clan. Like illiterate Tim or Gunner Matt, Stinky James, that kind of stuff. Yeah, we'll figure the name out in a minute. Try not to move. Gotta be sick based on your tattoos. Something to really bring the whole thing home. Something to do with cars. Racer Chris. Yeah, too corny. Violent J. That's stupid. I think I got it. Redline Sam. What do you think? A little bit of rage, a little bit of racing, some hardcore undertones. Yeah, I think we have a winner. Now, before I burn this on you, do you think you can live up to it? At least for a few weeks. Look, if you don't think you can pull it off, I can put Timid Terry on you. That's what I thought. Keep still. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put some sick flames around it too. Nice. Done. Let's see. Not bad, not bad, not bad. I mean, the hair's got to get fixed. The accent's a dead giveaway. That flashy car you pulled up and would bottom out in a pothole and All this designer clothing just screams rob me, but the tats are perfect. And that's all I care about. Get out. What, do you want a pep talk? Call Dapper and see where you go next. I don't do clothes or cars. Knowing Dapper, he's got at least 5 other places for you to go today and get grimed up. Just remember, the temporary tats only hold up for 2 weeks. After that, they'll start to fade on their own. Whatever Dapper has planned, you're going to need to step on it. Now, seriously, I got another merc to do in like 10 minutes.